What if all the ads on this site could be removed and viewed like this? What if all the ads on this site with so many ads could be removed and viewed like this? What if all the ads on all the devices connected to your Wi-Fi network, browser, and other applications were removed? Today, we are going to make an ad blocker for that. For this, we need a single board computer called Raspberry Pi. I am using the Raspberry Pi 3 Model B Plus here. We install the operating system for Raspberry Pi on a memory card. First, insert it into our computer. Now, open the Raspberry Pi Imager software on the computer. If you don't have it, you can download it from the official Raspberry Pi website. When you click on Choose Device, select your model from the options. I am selecting Raspberry Pi 3 here. Click on Choose OS and select the operating system you want. I am selecting a lightweight operating system here. Click on Choose Storage and select our memory card. Now, click Next and then select Edit Settings. Note down all the values you are going to enter here, because we will need them later. I am naming the host as Raspberry Pi. Below, you can enter your preferred username and password. I am entering Pihole as the username here. In the Configure Wireless LAN section below, enter your Wi-Fi name and password, and then save. When you click Yes, a warning will appear saying that all the data on the memory card will be deleted. Click Yes to start the process. This will take about 4 to 5 minutes, depending on your internet speed. If you haven't liked the video yet, please like it now. Once the process is complete, a dialog box like this will appear. Click Continue, and then eject the memory card. Insert the memory card into the Raspberry Pi, and turn it on. Open the command prompt on a computer connected to the same Wi-Fi network as the Raspberry Pi. Then, ping the Raspberry Pi to check if it is connected. The command for this is ping space hostname. The hostname should be the one you provided when installing the OS on the Raspberry Pi. If you see a response like this, it means the Raspberry Pi is connected to the Wi-Fi network. Now, let's access the Raspberry Pi via SSH. The command for that is SSH space username at hostname. The username and hostname should be the ones you provided during the OS installation on the Raspberry Pi. When connecting for the first time, it will ask if you want to continue. Type yes and press enter to proceed. Then, enter the password you provided during the OS installation. The password won't be displayed here, but type it and press the enter key. Now, we have SSH access to the Raspberry Pi. Before installing Pihole, update the Raspberry Pi using the command shown on the screen. This is a process that takes a few minutes. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please subscribe and press the bell button. When it asks do you want to continue, type Y and press enter. Now, to install Pihole, type the command shown on the screen and press enter. Click OK here, and OK again here. Pihole works like a server, so it needs a static IP address. We set that by accessing the web interface of the Wi-Fi router. To find the Wi-Fi router's IP address, open another command prompt and enter the command at config. The IP address is shown as the default gateway here. Now, open a browser and enter that IP address to access the router's web interface. Enter the router's username and password to log in. The web interface varies for each router, so yours might look different. I'll fast forward through this part. All we're doing is changing the IP address currently assigned to the Raspberry Pi to its static IP address. This ensures that the Raspberry Pi has the same IP address every time it connects to the Wi-Fi network. Since we have set the static IP, we can now click Continue here. If you are connected to the network through the Ethernet port of the Raspberry Pi, you can select the first option. I am connected via Wi-Fi, so I'll select the second option. We have set the Raspberry Pi's current IP as its static IP, so choose Yes here and continue. Click OK here. Since we are selecting Google as the DNS provider, click OK here as well. To use Pihole's suggested block list, choose Yes here and proceed. To get the Pihole web interface, select Yes here. Finally, select Yes here and choose the Show Everything option, and then continue. We have encountered an error message. If you also encounter an error message like this, here is something you can try. I tried many things, and this is what worked for me. Shut down the Raspberry Pi and turn on again and install Pihole. To shut down the Raspberry Pi properly, use the command shown on the screen. Then, turn it on again and install Pihole as shown earlier. This completes the Pihole installation. Note down the URL of the web interface and the admin password displayed here, and then close it by clicking OK. You need to set the Raspberry Pi with Pihole installed as the DNS server. To do this, log in as an administrator on your Wi-Fi router. Your web interface might look different from what is shown here. Regardless, you need to navigate to the page where you can set the DNS server. In my case, the path is as shown on the screen. In the primary DNS server settings, enter the static IP address that you assign to the Raspberry Pi. In the secondary DNS server setting, enter the IP address of your current DNS server. You can find this in the Wi-Fi network properties in your settings, as shown in the video. Enter that IP address here and apply the settings. This completes the DNS server setting. I have opened the website hackaday.com here. You can see many ads on this site right now. Even after refreshing, the ads haven't disappeared. If you are experiencing this, disconnect from the Wi-Fi network and reconnect. Now, all the ads are gone. As mentioned earlier, this will remove ads not only on your computer but also on your mobile phone apps. You can access the Pihole web interface using the URL you obtained when the Pihole installation was completed. Enter the password you received upon completing the Pihole installation and press Enter to log in. In this interface, you can see a lot of data, such as the number of queries and how many were blocked. There are also options to change some settings. Explaining all of that is beyond the scope of this video. You can explore those settings at your convenience. If you have any questions or feedback, please leave a comment. If you like this video, please like it and share it with your friends who might find it helpful. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel and press the bell button for more videos like this. See you in another video. Goodbye.